Yes, welcome to 60 Minutes with PD. It's another Saturday night. It's 8:30 p.m. That is PD time. It's 8:30 p.m. and we are here. I'm right here this evening. Welcome to 60 Minutes with PD, your fastest moving 60 minutes of the day. That's true. It's always at 8:30 p.m. right here on Instagram and on Facebook. And you know, we're moving. It's the fastest moving hour of the day. Today I'm streaming both on Instagram and Facebook, so it's going to be interesting. Yes, Nafoko, how are you? The Donna, how are you? Let me wave back at you. I wave back at you. My guys on Facebook, where are you? Show me. How are you? B. Ushbird, how are you? That name sounds familiar. And Nafoko, yes, how are you? Donna Dash. How are you doing? Welcome to 60 Minutes with PD. We have an amazing time this evening. The topic is marriages of convenience. We're going to talk about marriages of convenience where nobody plans to get into a marriage of convenience, but it happens. So how are you guys doing? It's going to be fun tonight. We're just about to take off. Yes. You can just let me know. Yes. Let me see, how do I pin the comment? Okay, fantastic. Guys, this is good. This is working out. No, this is not really working out the way it's planned to. Okay. So, yeah. So, welcome to 60 Minutes with PD, your fastest moving 60 minutes of the day. It's every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. right here on Facebook and Instagram. How are you guys on Facebook? How are you doing? You know, I'm just typing this on Facebook. Hey, stinkingly rich Richie, how are you? I know who you are. Nana Komwa, how are you? Just type in your cities. I want to know where you are. I see quite a few people from Accra, and that is amazing. I love my Accra people. You know, of course, my Abuja people are in the house. Where are my Nairobi people? Where are you? Just give me a wave out there, my Nairobi people. You know, let me know that you're there. Fantastic. So, while I'm here, please ask me any question on life, on relationships. I'm going to try my best to answer you with as much, wisdom as possible. Helen, how are you? Good to see you. Abenat, yes. Maribel Ghana, yes. How are you? Fola, how are you? How are you doing, guys? It's good to see you all. Yes, and of course, follow me right here on Instagram at PIDI19 and on YouTube as well, and on Facebook as well at PIDI19. Let's do life together with wisdom. Get your friends to follow me. You know, we have an amazing time here every Saturday evening. It's an amazing time. We learn a lot, and we learn things that just affects our lives, and we can just start to enjoy from the things we've learned. So get your friends on the platform. Call them to sign on. And let's have fun here together. Okay, don't let them miss out. Today's topic is marriages of convenience. Okay, and this week we're talking about something called marriages of convenience. Everybody plans for a great marriage, and that's the truth. Everybody plans for a great marriage. But guess what? They plan for a great marriage filled with joy and peace and fun. But it's not their desire to be stuck in a marriage of convenience. And many times marriages just turn into being convenient, where love is gone, fun is gone, a lot of things are gone, but people remain there because there's nowhere to go for many different reasons. People stay for the kids, people stay because they can't afford to get out, people stay because they don't know how to get out, people stay for different reasons, but the love is gone, the joy is gone, and the marriage at this point is about convenience. So nobody plans to get there, but many people find their way there. So tonight, we're going to see what is it that gets people into these marriages of convenience. What is it that we can do and know that will keep us out of a loveless, joyless marriage? And that's what we're talking about today. It's going to be fun. I want your comments as well, your experiences. Let's share experiences on the platform so we can start to help each other out, in every way possible. So, they don't know the way out. People, that the future looks bleak. If you're in a marriage of convenience, the future looks bleak. They learn. Today we're going to learn what a marriage of convenience is. We will learn how to recognize them. We learn how to not get into them. We learn today how to get out of it, and also how to just stay out of it. A marriage of convenience is not fun. A marriage of convenience is not fun at all, and you don't want to get into one. It's joyless, it's hopeless, it's loveless. and you don't want to be there. Nobody really wants to be in a marriage of convenience. And that's what we are learning today. And truly, a marriage of convenience is a destination people get to unintentionally. Nobody says I do and gets married and then works themselves into a marriage of convenience. They just never do that. But what happens is they get there. They don't know how they get there. It's not the destination they want to be at, but they find themselves there. So that's what we want to look at today. Let's have fun tonight as we figure out how never to enter into a marriage of convenience. And may all our marriages be enjoyed and not endured. Hi, Gadamu PLC. I know who you are. Hi. Stay right there. This is 60 Minutes with PD. It's relationships that are worked on that work. I say that all the time. It means that if we work on our relationships, they work. So let's do more of that. Marvelous Ezra. Yes, Marvelous Ezra. That is amazing. So please follow me right here on YouTube at PIDI19, right here on Instagram at PIIDI19. Let's do life together. This is 60 Minutes with PD. Please follow me right here. Please fill my contact form in my bio for free confidential counseling. Please send us your testimonials and follow me on YouTube. And please DM me any topics that you'd like me to talk about. Please DM it to me and then we can talk about that. Hi Gloria, how are you? Hi Judy, how are you? How are my people doing? It's good to see you all. Okay, so let's kick off here. Everyone enters marriage hoping for the best. And that's true. There's nobody that gets into a marriage just hoping that things won't work, hoping that it will be loveless or joyless. It just never happens. You enter marriage hoping for the best. It's going to be full of fun. You're going to enjoy yourselves. It's going to last forever. You will both please yourselves. That's the mindset that we enter marriage in. But, we know this, that a lot of marriages are in trouble. To be quite frank, the percentages of like right now, it's like 50-50. Half the people that get married get divorced. And that is not good, both in the church and outside. That's not a good number. So we know that something is going on. So let's start to look at it tonight. Auntie Zuzu. I need to know who Auntie Zuzu is. We need to figure out exactly what is going on. Okay? So we're hoping that the buzz remains, the chemistry will last forever. We all hope that the passion that got us to agree to do life together will remain forever. Everyone hopes that they will enjoy their marriage. No one has a plan to endure lovelessness in their marriage. Nobody just has that plan, okay? But the truth is that many people find themselves in a marriage of convenience. A marriage of convenience is we're living together because we are married. We don't want to be together. We don't care for one another. There's no fun. There's no love. There's nothing going on, but we're just under the same roof. Sometimes it's so bad that we're enemies, and even though we're under the same roof, we're trying to hurt each other. So it's a marriage of convenience. It's a destination people get to that they don't plan to get there. Nobody ever planned that this marriage would end up in convenience. We all planned that marriage would be in love. So let's start to see what's that journey. How do we get from blissful hopefulness to bleak hopelessness and joylessness? It's a journey that people walk without really knowing how or why, but we're going to look into it in a few minutes together. But the truth is that many people find themselves in a marriage of convenience in which the love is totally gone, the joy is gone, anticipation is totally gone, the friendship is totally gone, intimacy is gone, fun is gone, romance is gone. It's all, everybody say, gone. And it's amazing because that was not the plan. That was not the plan. When you stood before the pastor or the judge or whoever, smiling and loving yourselves, that was not the plan. So tonight's message is really important for us to understand, how do people move from this amazing, joyful existence in the beginning to, in a very short while, into this marriage that's just convenient. It's like, I can't afford to move out, or because of the kids, I'm here, or because of whatever reason, I'm just here. It's because of the shame. People just knowing that my marriage is not working is something I can't cope with, so I'm staying. People remain in marriages for all sorts of reasons that they should not remain. Desmond Olawale Bello on Facebook, how are you? Thank you very much for agreeing with me. Okay, guys, this is going to be a fun night. It's my first time of being on two platforms at the same time. People help me out. Okay. Now, this is a marriage of convenience. You are not together because of love and great friendship. The reason why you should be in a marriage is because of love and friendship. Your spouse is supposed to be your friend, and you're supposed to be in love. And it's possible to remain in love for years, for decades, till death do you part. It is very possible. Let's not look at what we're seeing outside and say, well, marriages are made. People actually think marriages were made to be endured. You must suffer in your marriage. That's not true. That's not true. There's a lot of ignorance in marriage. And like I always said, the greatest enemy of marriage is ignorance. Even before the devil, the greatest enemy of marriage is ignorance. It's because you don't, like this journey, for example, you don't know how you move from joyful marriage to this marriage of existence. It was a journey in ignorance. If you knew what you were doing, you wouldn't take that journey. If you knew what to do, you'd respond differently. You know, if you knew what to do, there's just so many things that you do differently if you had the wisdom. So to be quite frank, the reason why marriages go south, go down, is because people involved in marriages are ignorant, you know? So we're going to find that out in a few minutes. You know, so if people who are in a marriage of convenience, they are not together, you know, there's no love, there's no friendship, you know, it's just convenient. They're two strangers living together. In a marriage of convenience, they're two strangers living together, and that's not good. Sometimes under the same roof, these people in this marriage of convenience, sometimes at different locations. I've seen this before where people agree to live apart. Not because they could live apart, because they could not live together. There was no way they could live together. It's a marriage of convenience. We don't want to get divorced. So one person goes to another country and, you know, whatever, goes to another city, and we're living separately, never planning to come together, but we're married. You know, there's no joy, there's no love. It's just convenient. And that's not the plan. The plan is that you enjoy your spouse. Your spouse enjoys you. Life is fun. You're looking forward to being together. Yvonne Kabiru, how are you? How are you? Hi. MZ Brady, hi. Let's wave a wave. I haven't figured out how to wave on Facebook, but I'll figure it out very soon. Okay. So, for some people, they can't just afford to move out. That's where like I'll tell you this will shock you. For a lot of married people, if you gave both parties enough money, you'll be surprised at how many couples will split. Just one person will just pack and go if they had enough money. You would think that money was a blessing for everybody, but it will shock you that if you, like couples who've been married like 5-6 years, if you just gave each one as much money as they needed, just a lot of money, many of them would just pack their load, buy a house, you know, make themselves comfortable and get out. Because they were never in that marriage, you know, it had become a marriage of convenience. So that's the thing there where you know, ask your spouse, if you had all the money in the world, would you still be here? I mean, that's a good question to ask your spouse today. It's like, darling, if you had $1 million or $10 million, would you still be here or would you be gone? You know, you'd be surprised. So, you know, let's keep that in mind. Okay. For some people stay together because they can't afford it. You know, money can end a marriage. Like I just told you right now, money could really end a marriage. Because if the love is not there and the friendship is not there, if love is there and friendship is there, the money will bring you together. If the love is gone and the friendship is no longer there, that money will split you. It will break you apart. And that's the truth. So, you know, be careful what you pray for, you know. Be sure you know where it's leading to. Okay, this is 60 Minutes with PD right here on Facebook and Instagram at PIDI19. So please follow me, join, get your friends to join. Everyone, wow, everyone is watching. Okay, Facebook is getting interesting. My old friends are joining me on Facebook tonight. I've been outed. This is 60 Minutes with PD. Please follow me right here at PIDI19. Let's do relationships together. You know, fill my contact form and I'll get back to you with free counseling. Free counseling, you know, that's amazing. Okay, please send us your testimonials and please DM me topics you would like me to discuss. Very few marriages start out as marriages of convenience, okay? Marriages start out hopeful, they start out joyful and loving with great plans for the future. Ignorance is the greatest enemy of marriage. I'll say it one more time. Ignorance is the greatest enemy of marriage, okay? They did not know that they were going there. See, like a marriage of convenience is a destination no one planned to get to. Nobody wants to get there, but they got there. So it was a journey in ignorance. They did not know what they were doing while they were going there. It was never a place they wanted to go, but they have found themselves there in this marriage of convenience. No love, no joy, no hope. They got there by ignorance. Everyone in a marriage of convenience is paying a price for ignorance. I'll say that one more time. Everyone in a marriage of convenience is paying a price for ignorance. They are paying a price for lack of wisdom. A journey into a marriage of convenience is not a sprint. It does not happen quickly or overnight. It does not jump on you like a robber in the night. It's a slow, deliberate journey in ignorance. If when you move from being joyful before the judge or pastor and you say, I do to this lovely person that you've decided to do life with, that journey from that joyful place to a place where you're living together, loveless and funless, it didn't happen overnight. It happened slowly. It happened deliberately, but it happened because you didn't know. You were ignorant about things you should not have been ignorant about. So that's why we're talking about things tonight, that these things may not look important, but they are. It's part of the journey. Everybody working themselves from being joyful in a successful marriage that you're enjoying into a joyless marriage of convenience. There are certain processes you went through. There were certain red flags that you blew past. There were things you did over and over again. There were wrong things that you did over and over and over again to get you into that place where the love is gone, the marriage is dead. But you did not know that these things you were doing would get you there. So that's what we're looking at tonight, because we are all going to be very wise people tonight. Like after tonight, your eyes are going to be open, you're going to know many things, and you're never, ever going to make those mistakes again. Am I talking to anybody? Okay. So entering a marriage of convenience requires you to consistently ignore the red flags, consistently respond wrongly, consistently have the wrong beliefs. It's consistently doing the wrong things, consistently acting in a way that leaves the marriage loveless and joyless while you think you're doing the right thing. That's the worst thing. As you work your way into a joyless marriage, you think you're doing the right thing because you never would do it on purpose. Nobody ends up in a bad marriage on purpose. You just find yourself there. And that's because you were working in ignorance. And that's going to stop tonight. Ignorance of what love, and the major thing about ignorance is that if you don't know what love is, okay? If you don't know what love is, the main reason why people end up in marriages of convenience is that they don't know what love is. They start to respond to whatever is happening to them in a way that's not love. And when you consistently respond that way, eventually the love is gone. Somebody said something here. Wow, this, yes. You waved, how are you? Joe, how are you? Also sometimes bad things happen to good marriages, like stress because of finances. Now, I have a person on board that says this. Sometimes bad things happen to good marriages, like stress and bad finances. But the issue is this. It's your response. Like this same stress, this same bad finances, if you knew the right response to make, it would not have a negative effect on your marriage. I hope that we get that. I'm talking to somebody here. Do we just get that stress? Like there is no marriage that will not experience some kind of stress. It may not be financial, but most marriages actually experience financial stress. But how did you deal with it? And that's one thing that we're going to learn tonight is that, one, for marriages to go bad, it's either that you are doing something bad to your partner or you're not responding appropriately to your partner. But both ways, it comes from ignorance. Because if you know the right thing, you will do the right thing to your partner. And if you had the wisdom, when your partner does what's not right or there's a situation that's not so good, you would actually have the right response for it. Money and finances doesn't by itself have the power to break a marriage. It is how you respond to the lack of money between yourselves that breaks the marriage. I hope that we just get that, because if you're transparent with your finances and you're both one together and it's like, darling, this is how much you have, or in fact we have no money at all, so we both have to just fast and tighten our belts, it can be done together in love. But if one person does not know what the other person is is earning, and then one person is writing checks that they can't cash. Or if one person is just very sensitive because there's no money. So because there's no money, you're sparking, you're getting angry, you're doing all sorts of things that you shouldn't do just because you don't have money. That's bad behavior. That's not love. So there is a knowledge of love that you know, because love is a verb, it's something that you do, that if you continue to do it, irrespective of what's happening to you or what's being done to you, you're sowing the seed of love. Eventually, you will live in a garden of love. Your marriage will be a garden of love. So did we get that? I would love to get some follow-up questions on that really money does not have to break up your marriage. It's how you respond. Now, this is, somebody here says, what if you knowingly entered into a marriage of convenience? That happens too, because I said most marriages, okay, that most people don't enter it on purpose. Some people do, but what I'll tell you this, that's consistent. For every person that's entered into a marriage of convenience, knowingly at the beginning, have always complained and have always regretted it. For example, I know of a lady who, she doesn't love the man, but he's very rich. And she said, you know what, I want to marry a rich guy. And then she married him. And for like till now, she's complaining about how he's never there, he doesn't love her. To be quite frank, at this point in time, she'd rather have his love than his money. So some people do open their eyes and walk into fire. That does not stop the fire from burning. Damn. Am I talking to anybody? You know, like he tried to marry, decided to manage someone because they were rich. Exactly. You know, I didn't read this or had status, yes, status or the ability to help your family. Yeah, like this happens, but know this, right? Your marriage is going to remain convenient for a long time. Except this though, if both of you would get to know what love is, and if both of you would do love to one another, this marriage can change and it can be like the best marriage in the world. Because that's one thing I'm going to tell everybody tonight is that no matter what you're going through in your marriage tonight, you have the power to make it an enjoyable marriage, a marriage that's full of love, full of joy and friends. You've just got to be intentional to do what's wise and what's right and what love is. I did a teaching. It's on my Facebook, IGTV, and on my YouTube at PIDI19 called The Definition of Love. Go and watch those recordings. And truly, if you know what love is, it can be defined. It's a verb. You can do love to a person. And if you continue to do love to them, they will love you back. They will always love you back. So let's start to understand that love is not an emotion. And I'll tell you one thing about love. Most people say, you know, I'm in love, so I feel love. Now, love is a verb. You can't say what you feel is not love. It's what you do is your love. If you're feeling anything right now, if you're in love out there and you're feeling anything right now, it's because somebody is doing love to you. So that's what you're feeling. But for you to love somebody, you have to do something to them. Love is not something that you feel. I hope that we get this out, because a lot of people think that love means I feel this way. My knees are wobbly. I have this good feeling in my heart and I am in love. That is not true, because what you're feeling is something that you are feeling because somebody is doing love to you. So if you're in love, you are supposed to do love to that person. And then that person feels your love. Am I talking to anybody? Fantastic. Let me see. Any other comments? I like this. Today, the people are talking today. I hope I'm able to cover my notes. But this is good. I like the interaction. Interaction is good. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Adem Bingu. Is that Nigerian or Kenyan? Okay, and Joe's, there's a name right there. Okay, people, let me keep going. Okay. Ignorance of what love really is the main reason people end up in a marriage of convenience. Love is a verb. It can be defined. You are expected to do love to your partner unconditionally. The key about successful love is about being unconditional. See, once we start changing what we're doing called love to what they're doing to us, we're going to fall out of love very, very quickly. And love is about having the capacity to continue to do what you know is love to this person consistently, sacrificially, unconditionally, no matter what they do to you. If you're able to do that, you're going to be in love forever. You just get that. Just in love forever. So let's just know that, okay? So you are expected to do love to your partner unconditionally as long as you both do love to yourselves intentionally. And that's the key. See, the key to love in marriage is intentionality. The fact that, you know what, I know that what I am doing is right, is love. and I'm just going to do it to them irrespective of how they respond. Or no matter how they treat me, I do love to them. If I'm able to do that, then I am able to turn them out. Even if they fell out of love, after a while, the love I am doing to them will cause them to mirror it back to me. And I will enjoy love from them because I sowed it into their lives. Okay? Even if your marriage has become a marriage of convenience, if you start to do love by its definition, unconditionally, eventually love will live again in your marriage. You just have to make the sacrifice unconditionally for a while. And I'll tell you one thing about love. If you were to plant a seed of corn today, you cannot eat corn for 3 months. So when you do love to people, don't expect that you'll get love back from them immediately. But if you continue to do it, the love will come back. And that's a rule. It cannot be broken. Okay? Now, carrying baggage, okay, in marriage is also one of the main factors that lead to couples from happily married into, that it moves you from being happily married into a loveless marriage of convenience. Is baggage. And I'm going to talk about baggage. You have got to be good at letting things go. In any kind of marriage, if you hold on to unforgiveness and you carry baggage accumulates. We've got to learn this. Baggage adds up. One offense today, you didn't forgive, you didn't discuss, you held on to it. Another offense tomorrow. Marriage is for a lifetime. If you do 2 to 3 years of accumulating offenses and baggage in the best marriage in the world, you will find yourself out of love. I guarantee it. Because that's just what baggage does. So you've got to learn that to not get into a marriage of convenience, you can't carry baggage. Offenses of last year have got to go. Offenses of yesterday have got to go. You've got to have the capacity to forgive and to talk about things and to let go. You let go. You can't, see, if you know the damage that baggage can do to your marriage, you will let it go. Because what happens is that it accumulates. Baggage becomes a mountain that is so big that you can't cross it anymore. So now it's like hopeless and the marriage is loveless. Why? It was a good marriage, but you both have carried so much baggage that it looks like you just can't turn back. And that is not the case. You've got to learn to let things go. And no matter where you are right now in your marriage, it's usually pride that lets people hold on to things. Humble your heart, let it go, forgive them. You're not perfect. They're not perfect. Come together. It's only one life. Life is not so long. Enjoy what's left. Am I talking to anybody? Enjoy what's left. Don't, if you're listening to me right now, don't remain in a loveless marriage. Don't be in a marriage of convenience. It's just not worth the hopelessness. It's not worth it because the power is in your hands. Am I talking to anybody? If you don't forgive completely, baggage grows and you don't want baggage. Okay? Are we good? So if you don't forgive, baggage grows. If you don't let go completely, baggage grows. So you got to forgive completely, let go completely. Most people don't know the negative effect unforgiveness is having on their marriage until it's too late. By the time they feel its effect, it's too late. That's one thing about baggage. While you're unforgiving and you're holding stuff up, you don't know what it's doing. By the time you find out, it's over. It's just over. You're trying to love because you think it's an emotion, but you can't get there anymore. But the key there is this: love is a verb. You can use your head to love. You start with your head, it ends in your heart. That's how it is. You can start with your head and it ends in your heart. So do what you know is love and continue doing it till they pick it up and they do it back to you. This is somebody here says, what if you have a partner that just wouldn't receive love or doesn't know how to receive love? What do you do? That's a really good question. What do you think you need to do? You keep loving. And I'll tell you this, if I wanted to break something, okay, that's really hard, my first strike might not break it. But if I continue to strike it and strike it and strike it, eventually it must break. So you got to believe this. Whoever it is, no matter how difficult they are to love, if you continue to do love to them consistently, sacrificially, eventually they will break and they'll do it back to you. And that's the day things change. Am I talking to anybody? Are we good? Are we good? Now, where was I? Okay. Yes. What you don't let go accumulates and clogs the channels of love in your marriage. You've got to let things go. If not, the channels of love are clogged. Make sure you let things go. Offenses will come. Be an expert at letting things go. Okay? So you be an expert at letting things go. Always be an expert at letting things go. Okay? Unteachability. That is, unteachability is a major cause for marriages becoming loveless and becoming marriages of convenience. A lot of people, you don't think that it's bad, but if you can't be taught, it means whatever you're doing wrong, whatever that you're doing that's hurting your spouse, even when they complain, you don't listen because you're not teachable. So, if you are a person that you are not teachable, make yourself teachable. Nobody knows everything. So unteachability is a huge thing that causes marriages to move from being loving to being a marriage of inconvenience. Because if a spouse gets to the point that they know that this person I married, no matter what I do or say, they are not going to listen, they cannot be taught, then they start to give up. And then don't be a person that they cannot take you to a counselor. Nobody can speak to you. You are just a loose cannon, a master of yourself. Don't do that, because once you sit in that position, you are killing your marriage. Because whatever it is that you're doing that's hurting your spouse, you're going to keep doing it. And that's insensitive, and it will kill their love. Eventually, you might not know it, but you will be in a marriage of convenience. There are people who they are in a marriage of convenience, but they don't know. If their spouses had the money today or the opportunity, they'd be gone. Seriously speaking. But you don't know. You just think everything is great. It's not great. If you're not teachable, things are not great. Fantastic. Tony Blakes, how are you doing? On Facebook, I see you. Tadiwa, how are you? Susan, how are you? Does it apply to? Yes, everything I'm saying right now applies to relationships as well. And to be quite frank, to some of the things that you need to do, not to end up in a marriage of convenience, is watch the red flags. While you're dating, if the person you're dating is opinionated, which means they know everything about everything, and they have an opinion about everything, and they're always right about everything. You may be gorgeous, have a lot of money, but I'm not going to want to marry you. I just will not want to marry you, because I know this, that if I marry you, you are going to frustrate me to the point where I would want to get out of the marriage. And if I'm married and I want to stay married, I'll be stuck. So that it's a huge red flag. If you're dating, if you're in a relationship, a person being opinionated and unteachable is a big red flag. Talk to them, try to adjust them, work on them, but if they don't budge, leave them. Okay, Susan? Just leave them and keep working. Okay? And I'll tell you this, never assume there are no good people out there, male or female. There are good people. Your person is out there. If you keep looking and disqualifying the ones that don't qualify, you eventually will find the one that qualifies. Okay? The wrong mindset that we all have is we try to qualify people. So we're working hard on qualifying people that don't qualify, and then we now compromise and qualify them. Then years to come, not even years to come, a few weeks into marriage, our eyes are open. It blows my mind that people, before they get married, they don't know their partners, but give them 3 weeks of marriage. They come back to me and say, then they now have discovered who they married. And sometimes they don't want to be married to this person. So my thing is, do the discovery before the wedding. To try not to do the discovery after the wedding. But right now, the problem is a lot of people are discovering who they marry after the wedding. And then it's a problem. Okay? It's easy to walk away when you're dating. It's harder to walk away when you're married. So, that's something I just threw that out there. Chris, how are you doing? How are we doing? Where was I? Okay, unteachability, horrible. You don't want that. You must learn to listen to your spouse, even when they don't seem to be making sense to you. I'll say it one more time. You must learn to listen to your spouse or your partner, even when they don't seem to be making sense. Because the person that's talking is not crazy. It may not make sense to you, but from their standpoint, it makes sense. That's why they're talking. And if you're mature, what you do is you listen. You try to meet them where they are. And if you don't agree with them, at least from their standpoint, then bring them to where you are. but don't just like cut them off like they don't know what they're saying. That's the worst thing you can do to your partner. Eventually, if they stick around you, it's because they have to, not because they want to. You see, and that's a huge difference. You want your partner to want to be with you. Where, ask them like, if you had to do it again, would you choose me? Would you be my husband or wife? If you are free today to choose afresh, if you ask yourself this question, I really wonder what they would say. Are there any married people like, out here? Makafus, yeah, how are you? Any married people out there? Ask your spouses, for real. Like if you had to do it all over again, would you choose me? And if I was the spouse, I'd say, darling, I choose you over and over and over again. And I'm sure it's going to be a good night. Guys, you got to know what to say. Sometimes you got to know what to say. So as I was saying, okay, listen just, whatever your spouse is telling you is coming from a place of desire in their heart. It has to be addressed to their satisfaction. If not, it can affect your love. It can affect the love that they have for you. Anything that has the ability to kill your spouse's love for you can transform your marriage into a marriage of convenience. I'll say it one more time. Anything that has the power to kill your spouse's love for you. So your spouse has love for you, but there's something that if you do it, it will kill their love. That thing you're doing that kills their love, no matter what it is, no matter how small it is, it has the power to change your marriage into a marriage of convenience. Because if their love finally dies, and they don't leave you outright and they stay, then that marriage has become a marriage of convenience. Ades, how are you? I see you right there. And Christy Apera, how are we doing? Hope we're doing good. Yes, blessed Adam. That's Adam blessing. Yes, how are you? Blessing. Yes. Okay, nobody wants to be in a marriage of convenience. A marriage of convenience is no one's first choice. I'll say one more time. Like this idea of living together with no love and no hope and just it's a marriage of convenience, it's never anybody's first choice. It's never everybody's plan, but there are so many people in it. It's like, how do you get in it? It's because we weren't being wise. We didn't know what we were doing. We're good people, but we're ignorant people. So we end up there. And it doesn't have to be that way. There's always a proper response to every situation. Hi, people, how are you? Okay, you don't determine if something is, you don't determine if something is hurtful to your spouse or not. You have to agree with whatever they say. There are times when your spouse says, I don't like this, it hurts me. And then you argue with them. It's like, how can it hurt you? It's just this, that. So it really shouldn't hurt you. Now, that's not a good thing. If they say it hurts them, then it hurts them. And because they say it hurts them and it hurts them, it has got to be addressed. Your perception of what it does to them is not the reality. It is what they say it's doing to them is the reality. Am I losing us tonight? Am I talking too fast? But you just get that. It's like your spouse's reality is real. And so you've got to engage their reality. You can't just say, you know what, I didn't expect that this thing would hurt you. So, sorry, I'll do it again. No, you can't say that. If it hurts them, it's like, darling, it hurts you. Oh, what can I do? I'll definitely not do it again. So what should I have done? And then that way you're working on it and things are working. This is how marriages work, people. I hope you're listening. Like if you're not yet married, listen. If you're married, listen. Both ways, listen. Because this is wisdom, okay? And I'll tell you this. The health and joy in your marriage affects 90% of your life. No matter how rich you are, no matter whatever you're doing, if your marriage is bad or stressful, no matter how rich you are going to not enjoy your money. Okay? And if your marriage is really, really good, no matter how broke you are, you'll enjoy your money. So you can imagine being rich and having a good marriage. You're just going to have a blast, Everybody say blast. A blast. Yes, Zita, how are you doing, Zita? Binta, how are you? Thank you very much. I saw your hand. That was amazing. God bless you. Okay, always remember, love is not about you, okay? Not responding to your partner's heart cry will always kill love. Not responding to your partner's heart cry, a cry from their heart, will always kill love and take marriage into the convenience zone. Is your partner crying out for a change in you? So I'm asking you a question right now. Is your spouse crying out for a change in you? I mean, you know that. Is there something that they're saying, no, darling, I'd love if you just adjust or change, and you're just not concerned. If that's going on, please start to respond to them. That's really, really important. Not responding to your partner's heart cry will always kill love and take your marriage into the convenience zone. Is your yes, yes, yes. Insensitivity to your partner's needs is something that moves marriages quickly into marriages of convenience. Like just insensitivity to their needs. You've got to be sensitive to your partner's needs, and don't let your partner beg you for things. There are ways that you can listen really well to know what they really would like or what direction they'd like you to move in. And once you catch that, then move. Don't let them have to beg, and then nag. You see, nagging is not good, okay? But most times I've got to look beyond the person that's nagging to the fact that I realize that there's something they want that you're not doing, and that's making them nag. Okay, so like I said again, nagging is not good. I mean, nobody should nag. If you're gonna nag, get on your knees, nag God on your knees in prayer. But then think about it though. The only reason why they're nagging is because you're not responding. Because if you're responding, they wouldn't be nagging. Am I talking to anybody? To all the naggers out there, I just gave you one thumbs up. Okay. Being opinionated is terrible. You can't push your opinion on everything. You can't be right on everything. You can't be a know-it-all. It's killing your spouse's love. Anybody who is a know-it-all, you are killing your spouse's love, and you're moving your marriage into a marriage of convenience. Okay? You may not know it, but it is. You can't be married and still be listening to your parents for everything. This is something else too. Sometimes parents love their children, but unknowingly they are killing their children's marriages by being controlling. You can't release your child in a marriage and still put strings on them like a puppet, and you're trying to control them from where you are. Let them bond with their spouse. Let them make their decisions together. Nobody's perfect. They'll make some mistakes. They'll learn together. They'll grow together. You can't live your children's lives, and children, don't let your parents live their lives through you. They've raised you. Now you're married. You're one with your spouse. Work in agreement with your spouse, and parents butt out. Stay out of it. Did we just get that? Am I talking to anybody? You and your spouse are expected to be one in agreement, okay? I'm talking about a loving and not an abusive spouse. Your spouse is loving, they're not abusive. You should be one with them in agreement. That is so important. Never leave your spouse feeling abandoned in any situation. And that's true. Just never leave your spouse feeling abandoned. Not abandoned physically, not abandoned emotionally, not abandoned sexually, not abandoned mentally. Be there, be present for your spouse. I don't know if you know what I mean. There are times when we're just like, one spouse can just be not there. You're not there emotionally, or you're just not there physically. You're just like not there. You're just not there sexually. You just abandon you don't care what they do with themselves sexually. You're just not there. Don't abandon your spouse in any way, because if you do, eventually you're going to lose them. And if they remain in a marriage, it's just because it's convenient for them to remain. It's not something that they want to do. So this is something that's so important. You want your spouse to want to be with you. That's important. Okay? Fantastic. I'll tell you this too. Avoid long distance arrangements that don't have a predetermined end game. I'll say it one more time. Avoid long distance arrangements. Your marriage is worth more than the money you'll make in Canada. A lot of people right now, they're going to Canada. Everybody's going to Canada. If you're going to Canada, take your spouse, okay? But don't just go to Canada by yourself trying to make money, and there's no plan of how your spouse is going to follow. They don't know when, they don't know how, but you've gone because you're going for greener pastures. Your marriage is worth more than greener pastures. If you're going to do anything, do it together. Am I talking to anybody? This is 60 Minutes with PD. Please follow me right here at PIDI19 on Instagram and Facebook, and also on YouTube. Let's do relationships together. Please fill out my contact form in my bio and get free counseling. If you continue to do, now these are things, I'm going to list some things. If you continue to do these things, your marriage will eventually become a marriage of convenience, because the only reason your spouse will be staying is because they can't get out of the marriage for whatever reason. One is controlling. Marriage cannot work without trust. If you don't trust your spouse and you're trying to control them, you're controlling where they go, what they do. You're watching their phone. You're bugging their you're doing all sorts of things to control just because you don't trust. You're looking like it's just not healthy. You guys need to work it out. and build trust between yourselves to the degree to which you can trust your spouse to go do whatever they're doing without you having to control them. You just get that. So controlling. Now, marriages cannot work. Yes, it is not possible to totally trust a person. Now, this is interesting. And I'll tell you this. It's very difficult to trust a person who does not fear God. Because if they fear God, then there are things they'll do because they fear God. And then I don't have to watch them. God is always with them. Wherever they are, they're going to do the right thing because they fear God. Now, if they don't fear God, that's when I don't know what they'll do. Because if it's the fear of me, when I'm not there, then they don't fear me. They can do anything. So if your trust with your partner right now is based on anything else than the fear of God, you're going to be worried. And that's just the truth. Because at the end of the day, what's going to make them walk the narrow path? What's going to make them not just like do something impulsive? Okay? So let's start to understand this, that one, you yourself should fear God, so that if God-fearing person can choose you, and in your marriage, both of you should get to know God and fear God, so that way we can trust one another. It's so important. If that fear of God is not there, then what's your trust based on? I'd love you to tell me, what's it based on? It means that, we can really do anything if we can get away with it. If we can get away with it, we'll do it. And now that's not safe. Am I talking to anybody? So that's something to think about, people. Now, I'll tell you about control, though. If you were abandoned, now listen really carefully, please. This is really important. If you were abandoned as a child, you will control as an adult. I'll say this one more time because this is going to solve a lot of people's issues. If you were abandoned when you were a little kid, you were in some kind of situation where you felt abandoned, and you were abandoned as a child. When you grow up as an adult, you will start to control, because that abandonment that you experienced as a child, you're trying to avoid being abandoned, and your approach will be to control people and situations. But the worst thing about this is this: your control of people and situations will eventually cause those same people to abandon you. It's a cycle. What you fear comes to you. So let's be careful. A lot of things that we're dealing with as adults did not start today. There are fears, just feeling of rejection, feeling of abandonment. They happen to us when we're young. And to be quite frank, inner healing is not something that's common in Nigeria, but it should be. And it's something that I do. If you DM me, we can talk about it. If the roots of this is not dealt with, you'll always want to control. And I'll tell you this too: control comes from a place of fear. You're afraid they'll leave you. You're afraid they'll abandon you, so you control them. You control them. Sometimes it's even forceful. Sometimes it's physical. You beat them up. You lock them down. You just control. But it's not coming from a good place. And it's not something that happened today. It's something that we need to go back to the beginning. Where did it happen? And start to resolve those issues step by step by step till we get rid of the fear, get rid of the control, and then you can just start to trust again. You don't have to build your own defense systems. Sometimes we've been hurt so much when we're young that we have now built our own defense systems. We've built walls. We've built all sorts of defense mechanisms for ourselves. It's called self-protection. Self-protection is harmful to you because you shut yourself in and nobody can get to you. So they're trying to love you. You can't receive the love because you've shut yourself in, because you've got into self-protection because something happened when you were young. So it's something that we would get into, not here, but DM me, we'll talk about it. If this just strikes a chord in anything in you, just DM me, let's talk about it, and let's work it out, okay? Fantastic. Constantly abusing your spouse in any form will surely kill their love for you and put you in a marriage of convenience. And abuse can be verbal. If you are constantly abusing your spouse verbally, love will die. And at the end of the day, if they stay, it's because it's convenient. Remove it from your mind that you're able to just abuse your spouse verbally, consistently, talking them down, and that their love is growing. It's not growing. And it's ignorant to think that you are doing something good for your marriage by abusing your spouse verbally. Same thing, emotional abuse. You are expected to be there for your spouse. They want to talk. It's your ears that counts, okay? It's not somebody else's ears outside. And let's know one thing. If you are in a marriage, whatever you don't want your spouse to get outside, then don't outsource it and don't send them out to get it, which means you've got to provide it inside. Now, if you don't want your spouse to have sex outside, people, guess what you do? You can't outsource the sex. You've got to give it to them inside. If you don't want them, like, bonding with a strange person outside emotionally, then guess what? On the inside at home, you've got to provide a platform, an environment where they can open up their hearts to you and you connect. Am I talking to anybody? So there's something like I can outsource the cleaning of my house. It's like if the house is dirty, I can get somebody outside come clean my house. Okay? But if my partner wants sex, I can't outsource that. I've got to provide it. So if you're in a marriage and there's something that you know that you don't want them to get outside, then please provide it inside. Am I talking to anybody? This is serious business. Am I talking to anybody? I want some comments. You guys are like, you're too quiet. Talk to me. Talk to me. Oh, so true. Yes, so true. That is true. So true. No, let's be wise. Thank you so much. How are you? I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. Hi, flawless, and Uwa Ojogu. Fantastic. Ohana Ba. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so abandons the child, some put engaged in some sort of abuse. Yes. So no physical abuse. Definitely no physical abuse. I mean, like if you're physically abusing your spouse, know that you're just killing it. You are killing everything. And seriously speaking, the reason that they're with you is because they can't afford to move out. For real. So definitely don't. How can you? No physical abuse, no striking, no beating. We don't do that. There's something called financial abuse, where you want to starve them of finances so they depend on you. Okay? Or maybe when they're making money, you want to disrupt what they're doing so that they won't have money, so that you can be their source. And that's controlling. So you don't do it to anybody, and don't let anybody do it to you. Seriously, I believe, no matter how rich your partner is, have your own income. Is what we call vex money, which means that, if your partner misbehaves, you can move. Okay? See, it's good. See, whenever a person, especially a man, a person knows that, you need my money to survive. Okay? At some point, they're going to use it. So you don't want that. It's like you have your money, like you have your money and you spend it on me, but I have my own money too. Okay? So there's no, you can't threaten me. You can't pull the finances and then I'm stuck. So there's something called financial abuse. Don't get financially abused as well, and don't get involved in financial abuse. And of course, there's mental abuse, people playing with your head, gaslighting you. I talked about narcissism. I think I did 2 teachings on narcissism. I think everybody should read about narcissism because it's very rampant, it's out there, and everybody is involved with the narcissist in some kind of way, either as a brother, a lover, an associate, a boss, somebody. So it's good that we know what narcissism is. Narcissism is not about liking yourself. It's about being oppressed, demonically oppressed. Go and read what I had. We were meant, yes, I know, I really apologize, but we'll talk, okay? Fantastic, we will talk. God bless you. Okay. Now, where was I? Yes. Some people engage in abuse. Abuse is not good. Abuse will kill your love. It's a love killer. Okay, cheating. Cheating is a major love killer. Seriously speaking, like I could talk about this for days. If you cheat, you are killing your partner's love. Then if you're a serial cheat and you keep cheating, know this, you are just being ignorant because you are working yourself into either out of a marriage or into a marriage of convenience where your partner is just staying with you because they can't get out. Okay? And I'll tell you this, I really wish people would do this, where from jump, just let your partner know that if you cheat, I'm gone. If you at worst, if you cheat, I warn you once. But the next time I hear it, I am packing my, see, it's a boundary. It's a deal breaker. It's like, if you cheat, I'm gone. So that's this person that's cheating. If they don't value enough to want you and they don't mind you going, then leave them, because there's somebody somewhere that wants you. So that will be faithful to you. So this idea of accommodating cheaters is not a thing. that we should be doing. I have a thing here. It says, I'm watching on Facebook and Instagram with 2 devices so I don't miss anything. This is good stuff. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. No, do men have sex money too? Just kidding. Be us for sex money. No, but guess what though? If you're much richer than your guy, you're just much richer, and it's depending on your finances. You know, you see, well, everything a man can do to a woman can do it back. I am not kidding. I'm not kidding. And there are situations where women are doing it. Do you get it? Where, to be quite frank, if he doesn't behave himself and she pulls the funds, he's going to find his butt on the road. So it's not a male-female thing. It's a mindset thing. Okay? So that's amazing. I like the interaction. MD of Africa, not just MD of Abuja, Africa. Now you the know. Okay, cheating is a major love killer. You know, it has the ability to change the best marriage into a loveless marriage of convenience. Once you have made your choice and married the person, stick with your choice. People, tell your spouse, stick with your choice. You know, you've made your decision. Stick with your choice. No cheating, okay? Stop looking outside. You know, what's inside is better than what's outside. Stop looking outside. Stay away from it. Stop considering other possibilities. You know, once you said I do, that's the end of your possibilities. This is your best choice. So, you know, stop considering other possibilities. MD of Africa. Now you the ring. You know, D Nashipa something. Okay. Cheating does major damage to love and marriages. Stay away from it. If you're still married after being caught multiple times, I assure you, you are in a marriage of convenience. If you didn't know before, let me tell you, it's a marriage of convenience because whoever you're cheating on doesn't really want to be with you. They're just there because they have to. Okay? So don't do it again. If you didn't know before, I'm telling you now. Now, you don't have to cheat. It's a bad choice that you make each time. Cheating is a bad choice. There are 2 things that your partner cannot outsource. They can only be satisfied in the marriage. Your sexual needs, your emotional needs. You are not expected to get them outside of the marriage. Your spouse is expected to satisfy you. And the key word here is satisfy. Your spouse is expected to satisfy you sexually and emotionally. Seriously, they are expected. Tell them, sir, the ones outside are counterfeit. It's true. It always seems like the grass is greener on the outside, but it's not. Seriously speaking, if you put that person under the same pressure that the person in the house is under, they will be worse. They will treat you worse. Too many times, especially for us men, it's like the wife is taking care of the kids, they're working, they're cooking, they're doing many things. Then there's this chick outside, she has no kids, no responsibilities, nothing, and she's all dolled up. I say, you see her, she's so nice. So it's a lie. Give her the kids, give her the house, give her the responsibility. She'll be worse than the one you have at home. Am I talking to anybody? If you like what you're hearing, you know, give me a shout out, okay? Fantastic. You are expected to discuss these things for marriage. And that's true. Before you get married, ask the person, you know, I want sex 3 times a day. Can you do it? If they say yes, good. If they don't, if they're struggling, you know, see how far. You know, these are my emotional needs. Can you supply it? If they say yes, or say okay, then we have a deal. But talk about these things. You know, if it's okay, I can't do 3 times a day. Let's do twice every 2 days. You know, come to some compromise. But once you agree, stick to it. Okay. So the issue is that people don't talk. You don't talk at all. You want it 3 times a day. She wants it once every 2 weeks. And then you didn't say anything. You say, I do. You jump on her. And the next thing she's saying, you know, guy, are you nuts? This is enough. And you say, what? I waited so many years, celibate. And now you say, no, you gotta be kidding me. Especially these Christian brothers that have been celibate for so long. If you marry them, be ready to work. Am I talking to anybody? Even I think I'm funny. So I don't know about you, but that was your rant right there. Okay, so where was I? Where was that? Okay, you're supposed to discuss things for marriage. No, hope is never lost in a marriage. Every marriage has the possibility of being enjoyed, no matter how bad it is at the moment. No matter how bad the marriage is right now, it has the possibility of being enjoyed. Things are bad in the marriage because one person is behaving badly and the other person is responding wrongly. It takes 2 people to work a marriage out into a marriage of convenience. Because to be quite frank, it's not easy, but no matter how bad your spouse is behaving, there are ways that you can contain them. There are ways that you can keep things moving in the right direction. Most times when people treat us badly, we respond badly back as well. So like two wrongs don't make it right, then things get worse. So like your spouse tells you something really bad, you tell them something really bad, there's a little exchange, then things get worse. It doesn't have to go that way. Even when they're doing the wrong thing, you can start to declare over them, start to speak over them the things that should be, so that they have a direction to go in. Or you can even just sow the right seed. Anytime you're sowing the right seed, you will eventually get the right harvest, okay? Every wrong action your partner is making has an appropriate response. Know this. No matter what your partner is doing, there's an appropriate response to what they are doing. Okay? And that's the key. Wisdom is the key. No matter what is going on in your marriage today, get wisdom. No matter what you're experiencing right now in your marriage, get wisdom. Come to this is my profile on Instagram. It is loaded with videos and just wisdom, like guides that will resolve a lot of things. So make sure that you live life with wisdom. Get counseling. Right now, I'm still offering counseling for free. Get counseling. So important. There is a path to higher ground. There's a way out to a happier marriage. You are not on a dead end. And this is for people who you're going through something right now. I want to tell you that you are not at a dead end. You are never at a dead end. Love is something that you can do. Because it's a verb, you can always bring it to life by doing it. Love can never die. You only get tired of doing it. But if you don't get tired of doing love, love will live. And love will live forever if you continue to do it. Love is a verb. It's been defined. Check my profile. The general rule is that you must know what love is and you must do it consistently. If you do love consistently, love lives. You do it unconditionally and sacrificially, and you will just have a garden of love. It has to be the only seed you have to sow, irrespective of what's done to you. The problem we have most times is that people treat us badly, and in our response to them, we do something that's not love. So guess what? We sowed a bad seed. Then that bad seed sows a bad seed back. And then we go into this downward spiral where bad seeds are being sown back and forth between two spouses. And that's terrible, because as long as you're both sowing bad seeds into yourselves, it will get worse. So even if one person is ignorant enough to sow the bad seed, the other person should not be ignorant. That person should be wise to sow a good seed for every bad seed that person sows. It's tough. It's easier said than done, but it's doable. And if you do it, it can happen. Am I talking to anybody? So, if you persevere sowing love seeds in time, you will surely enjoy a harvest. Your partner will start doing it back to you. And that's the key. Sowing the seed, the good seed, over and over and over again till your partner starts doing it back to you. So start today. Start sowing seeds of love unconditionally, consistently, and sacrificially. And soon enough, your marriage will be a garden of love. The power is in your hands. I end today saying the power is in your hands. Did we get that? The power to change your marriage, the power to just bring love back and just get into this marriage that's filled with love. The power to move your marriage from a marriage of convenience into a love-filled marriage is in your hands today. So I'm about to close, people. Have an amazing time. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And really, I love you, I love you, I love you. I gotta go. Fastest 60 minutes of the day. So guys, bye people. Bye Facebook. Yes, people, bye Instagram.